Good morning, sons and daughters of the Most High. This is your beloved brother Chukwemeka. Brothers and sisters, usually from the ministry, when we tell people to abandon Christianity, that seems to be, based on what I've seen, that seems to be the biggest obstacle that most people face, especially Igbo people, is the biggest obstacle to them accepting their true biblical origin. Now, when we tell people to abandon Christianity, most times people misinterpret it to mean that we are telling them to abandon the Bible. That is because Christianity has been able to convince people that it is related to the Bible. But in actuality, it's not. You see, brothers and sisters, let me just use this short video to address that topic. You see, most of the thing that goes on in the world you live in today is a business. It's just a business venture. The most profitable business venture in the world today is the business of religion. That is what it is. That is the most profitable business in the world today. If you look at the richest men in the industry with the richest people in Nigeria, for instance, is in the industry of religion. You cannot say, okay, motorcycle spare parts have the richest men in Nigeria. No. You cannot say building materials dealers have the richest men in Nigeria. No. You cannot say refinery workers have the richest men in Nigeria. No. The richest men in Nigeria are pastors. That is the industry that has the richest men in Nigeria. So when we tell brothers and sisters to stay away from Christianity, we are not telling them to stay away from the Bible. This is the deception. Most people think that Christianity is the same thing as the Bible. I have seen a lot of people who call me 666, who call me devil, all this, just because I said Igbo people should stop going to church. But in actuality, I didn't say Igbos should stop reading the Bible or should stop following the ways of the Bible. But people interpret it this way because we have been deceived to think that Christianity and the Bible are the same thing. Brothers and sisters, nothing can be farther from the truth. Brothers and sisters, nothing can be farther from the truth. Christianity, of course, most African cultures got to know about the Bible as a book, not the Bible as a culture, but the Bible as a book. We got to know about that through Christianity. So we tend to associate Christianity with the Bible. But like I said, nothing can be farther from the truth. That is just not true at all. Now, let me look at some examples to show you that this is not true. In a few days' time, the Christians will be celebrating a feast called Easter. Easter is a Christian feast, but Easter is not a biblical feast. In fact, the Bible talks against such celebration because Easter is a Babylonian feast. The Babylonians have been celebrating Easter long before Abraham was born. It's not a feast that started today. The word you hear, Easter, it's actually, the real word is called Ishtar, is the name of the Babylonian goddess. It's from that name that you get the name Esther today. Do you know how many Christians that bear the name Esther today? That supposedly say they worship the God of Abraham, carrying the Bible up and down. So Easter is a Christian feast, but it's not a biblical feast. The Bible is against it. Number two, going to church on Sundays is a Christian thing, it's a Christian ceremony. But it's not a biblical thing. The Bible never told anyone to worship on the first day of the week. The Bible never even told anyone to go to church. You are supposed to offer your offerings and sacrifice to the Most High. You can do it at home, or if we settle in a place where we build a place where a temple, a tabernacle to the Most High, you can offer it there. The Bible never told anyone to congregate in churches. So it is a Christian thing, but it's not a biblical thing. Number three, offerings and tithes in church. It's a Christian thing, but it's not biblical. In fact, if you read the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, verse 25, it tells you that you're not supposed to offer money to the tabernacle. You are supposed, if you have a gift and you have to travel to where the temple is and it's very far from you, you can sell your gift, and when you get to the location, you buy it back and offer to the Most High. But in Christianity, if you come with gift, they don't want it. In fact, right there, they will sell it in front of you and convert it to money because that's what they want. Like I said, brothers and sisters, the most profitable business in the world is the business of religion. They sell you something you cannot prove, something you don't even want to prove. So these are the deception, the layers of deception that have surrounded our people, and that is why we are telling Igbo people, especially the Igbo people, because these are people I can account for. These are children of the Most High that should not be deceived. The reason we are so deceived is that we identify our culture in the Bible, and we think Christianity symbolizes our culture that is in the Bible, but that's not true. Christianity has nothing to do with the Bible, and so it has nothing to do with our culture. Children of the Most High, the world that is what is happening in the world today warrants that every one of us stay close to the Bible and look at what is going on for guidance, some sort of guidance. But in the Christian churches, they're not doing that to you. They're not telling you that. In fact, they are basically lulling you to sleep while you ignore what's going on in the world. Look at the cashless society that is being rolled in. They have already started putting microchips in people's forehead and in people's arm. Already they are going all over the world. These demons, or these people that you call Zionists, or whatever you call them, or Illuminati, or whatever you think you can call them, they are already going all over the world, circulating their cashless policy. One of them came to Nigeria some months ago, and you guys were just jumping into the river just to see him. They are going all over the world, talking about cashless policy, one world government, and all this stuff. Why are your pastors not telling you about these things? Why are your pastors not telling you that this is the agenda they are pushing in the world? No, your pastors are not telling you that. You know what they're telling you? They're telling you that you're going to prosper, that unmerited favor is coming your way. You're going to make billions even when you invest nothing. That's what they're telling you. And that is easy to believe, so you just believe it. They're lulling you to sleep while the whole biblical prophecies is happening day by day by day. And we're going to sleep. We can clearly see that happening. Why are the pastors not telling you about the book of Revelation that is unfolding? What are their pastors doing about it? If tomorrow you cannot buy or sell unless you have a mark on your hand, what is your church doing about it? What is your pastor telling you to do about it to prepare for that day? They are not telling you that. What they are telling you is, don't worry, God will bless you immensely. Blessing of Abraham will fill your pocket. You will just be walking on the road and $1 billion will drop on your lap. They're just hypnotizing you so that you don't stay awake and question the activities in the world. That's what is going on. And then more so, it's affecting our people, because in Igbo land today, our search for money knows no bound. Almost every Igbo child that is born today is out there searching for money. In Malaysia, in this and that and that, they are searching for money. People have been searching for money ever since I was a child. They have not found that money. They have not. But the Christians keep giving us illusion that we're going to find it, and we keep searching, and we don't dedicate time to look at what is going on in our lives, to look at what is going on in our communities, how to rebuild our communities, how to make our people better, how to live a better life in our communities. Instead, we are busy chasing money here and there. Another thing, look at the recent homosexual thing that they are shoving down everybody's throat in the world today. What are the churches doing about it? What are your churches, your bishops, your priests, what are they doing about it? Do you know how many homosexuals are in the priesthood today? If you know anyone that came from the seminary, that abandoned the seminary, and there are so many of them in Igbo land today, just ask them the homosexuality in church. in the seminaries? How many pastors that are homosexuals? Look at the homosexual thing that they are and transgender thing that they are shoving down the whole world's throat in this day and age. What is the Christian church doing about it? Nothing, actually. In fact, the Pope recently said that you should go and apologize to homosexuals. You should go and apologize to homosexuals. So don't stop deceiving yourself that these things has anything, that Christianity has anything to do with the Bible. It doesn't. I mean, it can't be clearer than this. Brothers and sisters, like I said, what is going on in Christianity is a business. It's a business that is built on deception and enforced by fear. Most people believe that when they listen to me and I tell them not to go to church, that they will just go straight to hell. Brothers and sisters, you are in hell when you are in these churches. Trust me. You are in hell in these churches. But that's what most people believe, that when they listen to me or listen to people that tell them to abandon Christianity and its practices, that they are just going to go to hell. No, you will go to hell when you don't do what the Bible says you should do. And those things are clearly in your tradition. It has nothing to do with Christianity. You will go to hell when your community is completely in disarray, as Igbo land is today. That is hell. There's nothing worse than this. This is rock bottom. That's where we are today. That is the hell. Meanwhile, at the same time, people whose culture have nothing to do with the Bible, people who are not related to us, are cutting away billions and billions from our communities in the name of church. Brothers and sisters, in this channel, I have taught most Igbos and most people how we are the true biblical people. Just from reading the Bible, I have taken out time in a lot of videos that I have now on YouTube to explain to people how our culture is biblical. Why are the Christian churches not telling you that? Children of God, why are your pastors not telling you that you are a child of Jacob, that you are a child of Abraham? Haven't they read that in the Bible? Are you telling me that the Pope does not know? You're telling me that the bishops do not know that? Why are they not telling you that? You see, the day you accept that these people are lying to you, that is the day you will be born again. That is the day you will be emancipated. Any day you stand up and say, you know what, these people are lying to me. If they are lying to me now, what else have they lied about? That is the day you gain your personal freedom. For me, the day I realized that I'm being deceived in the Christian churches, that was the day I was set free. I experienced freedom. I used to be a very good Christian, a very, very good one. I used to be president of Catholic students in my secondary school. I used to be in like 3 or 4 pious organizations in the Catholic Church and everything like that. But the day I realized that Christianity is a lie, and I told myself, these people are lying to me, that was the day I got my freedom. I know most of you, when you listen to me talk about the Catholic Church, you say, oh no, that's the Catholic Church. Me, I'm going to Redeem. I'm going to Deeper Life. We are more Christian. The Catholic Church is just a cult. Brothers and sisters, all of them are the same thing. The Catholic Church is celebrating Easter today. People in Redeem are celebrating Easter. People in Deeper Life are celebrating it too. They are all the same thing. It doesn't matter which one you're going to. And like I said, these people are cutting out, these criminals that you call pastors are cutting away millions from our community on a daily basis. I know churches today. There are churches today in Warri. A friend of mine that lives in Warri told me that in his church, they call names of those who have not paid tithes. They call their names from the altar. Brother Michael, you have not paid tithes in February. Brother Chikudi, you have not paid tithes. Brother Kinsley, they put you under pressure. They don't care about your salvation or you preparing for the world. This is a business they are doing on you. Brothers and sisters, I know sisters who prostitute their bodies just to pay tithes in church. I know that. Personally, I know ladies who sleep around with men. They call it runs girls or whatever, because they don't like accepting that they are prostitutes. They call it runs or whatever, and they use that money to pay for one thing or the other in church. I know people who do that. What kind of deception is that? When was that ever done in the culture we come from? In our culture, in our omenani, was it allowed that you have to go and prostitute yourself in order to take money to one native doctor, to one DP? When is that done? Where is that done? We're being enslaved and re-enslaved by the same people. So when we tell brothers and sisters that they should stay away from Christianity, we are not trying to deceive them. We are not trying to send them to hell. We are trying to save them from deception. While our parents have been deceived by these people, we should not go the same way. We should save ourselves and our children from this deception. That's what we are trying to do. In conclusion, children of God, to be honest, I'm not looking for you to agree with me and just stop going to church. To be honest, I know that the majority of people who hear this will not do that. But like I told my parents, this is an incremental process. Okay, you don't have to. Most people will not be able to stop instantaneously. They will just want to do it gradually. First of all, start by telling yourself the truth. I mean, you can lie to anyone you want to, but if you're lying to yourself, that's just rock bottom. Tell yourself the truth. In that, ask yourself, what is written in the Bible? Is it what we are doing? Is it what we are doing? You first of all, don't lie to yourself. You know clearly that what you're doing in the congregation you're going to has nothing to do with the Bible. So don't lie to yourself. If you have to lie to yourself to believe it, then you are lying. The Most High knows you are lying to yourself. Second of all, and this is very important, stop funding them. It's about money. This is a business. Stop funding them. Stop paying for love. You are clearly paying to be loved by an entity that does not love you. So stop doing that, especially if you are an Igbo person, because this deception is too much in Igbo land. Stop. I have a friend of mine that he was complaining to me how some people discriminate against him because he's Igbo in the workplace. Meanwhile, every Sunday he will take money and go and give to someone that is not Igbo in his church. So if you're not going to stop being a Christian, you want to be going there just to be living your home every day, that's fine. But stop funding a deception. Stop funding the people that are deceiving you. I'm not telling you to give me the money. Use the money and do good in your society. Use the money on yourself. You have worked for it. Stop funding the institution that enslaved you and your ancestors. Use that money and do some research on your community. Try to understand your biblical origin. Try to understand that you are a child of Jacob, a son or a daughter of Abraham. May the Most High bless you. Salam.